We have Chicago Cubs baseball on WGN Sports. The Cubs have won 6 in a row. They've got a healthy 4.5 game lead in the National League Central, and they welcome in the New York Mets. Great pitching matchup tonight, game 2 of a 3-game series. Great to have you with us tonight. Jim DeShays and Len Casper with you. We got a bunch of rain earlier. We hope to dodge it the rest of the night because this pitching matchup deserves center stage.
It's a change your plans, watch a ball game kind of pitching matchup here today. Jacob deGrom, one of the front runners for the Cy Young Award in the National League with a sub-2 ERA. Over his last 4 starts, he's 3-1 with 0.98. Cole Hamels, since joining the Cubs, has been brilliant. He's made 5 starts, complete game last time. He's 4-0 with an 0.79, likely the pitcher of the month in August.
Cubs have not lost a game started by Cole Hamels. They have not lost a game started by Daniel Murphy. And Anthony Rizzo heating up, the reigning NL Player of the Week. Mets and Cubs are next.
Join the team that enjoys responsibly. Budweiser reminds you to drink wiser. Ford, inviting you to visit your local Ford store or buyfordnow.com. Xfinity. Xfinity delivers the fastest internet with the best in-home Wi-Fi experience. Call, click, or visit an Xfinity store today. Lexus. Experience amazing. Blue Cross Blue Shield of Illinois. Choose Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Illinois, the card to carry through it all. And by Volkswagen. Visit your local Volkswagen dealer or VWDealer.com for the Volkswagen dealer near you.
Chicago Cubs baseball in beautiful high definition is brought to you by Xfinity. Xfinity delivers the fastest internet with the best in-home Wi-Fi experience. Call, click, or visit an Xfinity store today. Here's the Mets lineup written out by Mickey Callaway. Rosario, the rookie McNeil back in the lineup. Austin Jackson, the ex-Cub, hitting third. Michael Conforto, Todd Frazier, and Jay Bruce in the middle. Kevin Plawecki had a big night last night. You see 5 hits, including a home run over his last 3. Brandon Nimmo back from the DL, and the pitcher deGrom hits ninth.
Take a look at the Cubs Blue Cross Blue Shield starting pitcher. It's Cole Hamels. Choose Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Illinois, the card to carry through it all. 9-9 overall with the 382, 4-0, 0.79 ERA with the Cubs. There's and fun to watch him do his thing. One complete game came last time out. 7-1 win over Cincinnati.
Here's his 1-0 offer, and Rosario fouls to the screen behind home plate.
Well, he's got a good mix heater that has shown good life. We've seen it up as high as 95, 96, averaging right around 93. Cutter, change, curve, and slider.
.79 degrees. Things cooled off with a big time shower we got about an hour and 15 minutes ago. The wind is blowing out, but only at 3 miles an hour. And Rosario has led off both games with a hit. He's going to try for 2, and he's going to make it. It's a double.
Rosario last night jumped on the very first pitch of the game. At least he waited a while tonight. Here are the Cubs defensively. Schwarber's out there in left. Almora Jr. center. Jason Hayward plays right tonight. Bodie Baez, Murphy Rizzo on the infield. Victor Caratini gets a start behind the plate. He paired with Hamels for that complete game last time out.
Now Jeff McNeil off to a great start, hitting .336. This is just his 34th major league game, and he hits a ground ball to Murphy. Rosario advances to third. McNeil is out, first out of the ball game. And that'll bring up Austin Jackson, and we'll see if the Cubs move their infield in. Looks like they will. Good news from Cincinnati early. Reds 6, Brewers nothing after 2. Junior Guerra got knocked out of the game after recording just 4 outs.
Brewers pitching has been scuffling. A 5.31 ERA in August. Their bullpen has a 6.27 earned run average this month, and that was such a strength for their club for most of the summer.
The pitch to Jackson misses up and away. The Cardinals are hosting the Pirates tonight. Ivan Nova and Jack Flaherty, they'll get started in less than 10 minutes. Mike Schilt, no longer the interim manager of the Cardinals. He's the manager. Got a 3-year deal. 2-0.
A little loose with the breaking ball there. John Lester had issues with that early in the ball game last night. It has cooled off some, but it's still very swampy out there. It's very muggy. And sometimes it's difficult. It's wet air to get the grip on the breaking pitch.
There's a strike, according to Ramon De Jesus. That's got a run in the first last night. John Lester. Swing and a miss.
Go-to pitch for Hamels. That straight changeup has always been one of the best in the game. Infield in here for a couple of reasons. One, you're facing Jacob deGrom, and he's really hard to score against, so that's the primary reason. And then secondarily, you've got Cole Hamels on the mound, so you trust him to manage an inning. Even should Jackson get a base hit here, you just figure things aren't going to blow up on Hamels. Trade off infield in, you're trying to cut off that run. You know there's a chance you end up giving up a crooked number, because it makes it a little bit easier, obviously, for the guy in the batter's box to reach base with the infield pulled in.
Full count on Jackson. Here it is. That foul. He ended the ball game last night against Jesse Chavez. Striking out looking with the bases loaded. Trying to drive in a run here in his first at bat tonight.
And Hamels goes back to the circle change, has him out in front, just able to get a piece. Hamels has had a season's worth of starts against the Mets in his career. 32 times he's gone to the mound against them. 9-14 with a .399, but it's been since 2015 the last time he faced them.
Jackson draws the walk, and that will bring up Michael Conforto.
And the personnel is different. Not many of these Mets have much of a book on Cole Hamels. Conforto, for instance, has never faced him.
Cole much more comfortable wearing this home uniform than he did wearing the Rangers uniform earlier this season. And the first pitch strike.
Yeah, I don't know if he would have pitched this well had he stayed in Arlington, but it would not have surprised me if he turned his season around, given his track record, the fact that his stuff was starting to play up a little bit, the velocity was getting better.
2 starts here as a Cub this season, a 113. 10 starts in Arlington, a 641. Pitching in his home ballpark in the American League.
But his July ERA is 11 and change. His August 0.79.
Cubs are 5-0 against the Mets this season. One is wide. Conforto last night hit a home run estimated at 472 feet, the longest in the StatCast era by a Met, and it was his 5th homer in 17 games. Swing and a miss, 2-2. Double and a walk here in the first, setting things up for Conforto. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Big second out for Hamels.
In his last start, the complete game, he gave up 1 run, and it came early, right? It was double single to start the ball game, and he was down 1, and that's all they got.
Very upfront about the mechanical adjustments he has had to make this season. Talking about lower half, upper half getting in sync, and some crossfire, so trying to be a little more up and down. Knows his body well, and you'd think so at age 34, making now almost 400 major league starts. The way he explained it, he said, you know, out of 10 pitches, instead of being out of sync 7 or 8, it's 1 or 2 before he finds like he can get back into rhythm.
Yeah, what Joe talked about, what Joe Madden said he saw on video watching Cole when he's with the Rangers, is that he wasn't turning his shoulder, he wasn't keeping his weight back. And you know, I read the story, I think Sahada wrote on The Athletic about Cole and the whole thing, syncing up the upper body and the lower body. I mean, it's really next level kind of stuff.
Frazier stays alive.
It's not stuff that we ever talked about back in our generation. You read it and go, what? But I think basically what he's saying is just, you know, it's timing, it's rhythm, it's staying back over the rubber long enough so that your arm can catch up.
Tough night for Frazier last night. Didn't hit a ball out of the infield. Battling here down 0-2. And Hamels thought he had him, didn't get the call from De Jesus.
It could have been top of the zone. He got a wide one earlier this inning. You're rarely going to get that called. It would be good for the game, though, I think, if that pitch was called more often.
Swing and a miss, so Hamels escapes. Back-to-back Ks to end it. Cubs coming up against Jacob deGrom. 6 straight. Murphy has a hit and a run in all 6. Rizzo moving up, batting second for the first time this season. Hayward will bat third ahead of the cleanup man. Javier Baez leading the league in RBIs. Victor Caratini back of the plate and hitting 5th. Schwarber 6th. Almora in the center batting 7th. The pitcher Hamels 8th. And David Bodie 9th.
Metropolitans defensively, they've committed 70 errors this year. That's not a lot, but the advanced metrics don't like them. The defensive run save, defensive efficiency, they're near the bottom of the league. Conforto, Jackson, Nemo in the outfield. Frazier, Rosario, McNeil, and Jay Bruce getting a rare start over at first base. Plawecki behind the dish, 60 feet 6 inches away. Jacob deGrom, look out. Serving notice. His old mate. Yeah, I know you're pretty good, but so am I.
Yeah, he is a major league ERA leader, and the numbers are eye-popping. The consistency this year, 18 consecutive quality starts, 23 in a row, no more than 3 runs allowed, and he's only 8-8.
That might be the most amazing number of all of them. The fact that he hasn't been able to post a winning record despite all that great work. The run support has just been nil.
Murphy clubs one to right, and it's run down by Brandon Nimmo, just back from the DL. Murphy punished that ball. We'll get an exit velocity, but it had to be probably 105 plus.
Yeah, more impressive work from Murphy. Unfortunately, Nimmo, they're able to run it down.
That's a good catch.
Taking away extra bases.
103 off the bat. And Daniel Murphy. Here's Rizzo. 3 for 5 last night, 2 doubles, a homer. And he pops it up, and no play for Plawecki.
And deGrom's got a diverse mix as well. He's got one of the better fastballs in the game, averages 96 miles per hour. But he doesn't just rely on that good heater, slider, change, and curveball all in play when facing deGrom.
It sounded like Rizzo cracked his bat. That little blooper will drop for a hit. So hit it hard for an out, hit it softly for a hit. That's the way it goes sometimes.
Yeah, they talk about the luck of the Irish, but this time it's the luck of the Italian. Rizzo gets the knock on soft contact. Murphy sitting in the dugout after that bullet.
Jason Hayward, 7 out of 18 against deGrom. With that hit, Rizzo now 7 out of 17. And a pitch. Perfectly placed on a fastball at 97.
174 innings pitched for deGrom coming into this one. He had allowed just 8 home runs. League batting .205 against him.
And those innings include a DL stint in May. So that's a lot of innings pitched, considering he had to miss a little time. McNeil makes the grab.
Well, turning back the clock, you take a look at what deGrom has done here last 30 years. Maddox posted a 156 in the 94 season. Both 94 and 95 were shortened seasons due to work stoppages. Greinke in 2015 had a 166. Going back to 1980, I looked at the best was 85. Dwight Gooden posted a 156.
So basically had to skip a start due to injury in May. Essentially having a start skipped after the All-Star break.
99.
But you can pretty much count on 6+. And for a stretch there, he had 3 straight starts in July of 8 innings. Baez cleaning up tonight.
Yeah, and he's not pitching to contact either. That's the difference between he and Syndergaard. Watching Noah Syndergaard last night, there was a lot of two-seamers, a lot of sliders. This is kind of in-your-face, four-seam the fastballs, like catch me if you can.
Swing and a miss. That's his first strikeout.
Hundy.
Hamels and DeGrom with a scoreless first.
Connect to all the up-to-the-minute stats and information while you watch at home. Game Zone is sponsored by The Great Escape. Pools, patio furniture, hot tubs, and more. Escape your everyday. Shop The Great Escape. One fine movie, too, by the way.
The Great Escape?
Yeah.
Yeah. Second inning. Gabe Bruce will start it. Recently back from the DL. Fifth appearance since returning due to a hip injury. That's 59 games. And he grounds out to Rizzo. We'll bring up Kevin Plawecki. Midwesterner had a big night last night. 2 hits, including a home run. He walked. Scored twice. We are unlikely to see Devin Mesoraco in this series due to a neck issue.
Which neck would that be?
Which neck?
Yeah. His left neck or his right neck?
I'm not exactly sure. How about whole neck?
Well, wasn't it a neck thing that he had was it last year or the year before? He's had hip and back.
In and out of the glove of Caratini. 0-2 on Plawecki.
I mentioned Hamels has not faced the Mets since 2015. Plawecki, the only man in the lineup tonight for New York that was in the lineup the last time Hamels faced them.
Gutsy performance by John Lester last night. As the Cubs were able to take game 1. There's Mickey Callaway, the Mets' first-year manager. They got off to an 11-1 start, and it has not gone well since. They battled a lot of injuries along the way. spot because they're likely to have a new general manager next year. Not sure what they're going to get from Yoenis Cespedes due to surgery on both heels. Looks like David Wright's career could be over. He's on a rehab assignment and trying to come back. Still no timetable whether or not he'll even be back this year. But all this top end starting pitching that they've been counting on for a while.
Yeah,
they're never boring, though. I'll tell you that. The Mets are always really fascinating.
Therein lies the hope, right? The trifecta of DeGrom, Syndergaard, and Zach Wheeler, who's really emerged this year. Could lead to a quick fix for this club.
Swing and a miss. He struck him out.
Everybody counts, so everybody in. The weather and the Cubs have heated up during this all-important stretch run, and the Cubs need your continued support all the way to the finish line. Tickets are still available for the final 13 regular season games in September. Get your tickets now at Cubs.com. Pennant race baseball, folks. Nothing like it.
Nimmo back today. Missed 12 games with a bruised left index finger. Made that nice catch in right. Rob Murphy of a hit. Jose Bautista was traded to the Phillies. And Bautista now will become the third player ever to play with 3 teams in the same division in the same season.
You got to get him to Miami. And who else is he missing?
The Nationals.
That's probably not going to happen.
Fouled away. Nimmo's put together a fine season. 7th in the NL in on base percentage at .387. He's in the top 10 in OPS. He's got 8 triples.
Yeah, so if the Mets were a stock and you were trying to sell them, that's, you would talk about Nimmo and the starting pitching. Conforto.
Hamels goes 1, 2, 3 in the second. He has struck out 4 of the last 5. Places. And one reason Joe likes to spot Victor Caratini is because Wilson Contreras running away with the innings caught crown. See Lucroy, Grandal, Molina, and Barnhart in the top 5 as well, but nobody over 900 innings except for the Cubs' number 1.
Yeah, and with this extreme heat the Cubs have been playing in lately, good to give him a little bit of a break. He plays with so much energy. You kind of think, well, he doesn't need a break. Look at him. He's always in go, go, go mode. But everybody wears down a little bit.
So it's a switch hitting Caratini, and he fouls for strike one. Cubs have scored 44 runs, over 7 per game during this 6-game winning streak, 13 homers. Drive down the left field line out of play.
As you would expect with a team that's winning as much as they are here lately, all phases have been really good. The starting pitching has been lights out. The bullpen continues to be solid. Defensively, the work is good.
In a stretch of 23 in a row without an off day, Joe hinted at a very different looking lineup tomorrow. That is a fair ball, diving stab. Jay Bruce, he'll get it to DeGrom in time. The Mets with a couple of excellent defensive plays behind DeGrom here early.
And one of the things the Mets are going to do the final month of the season is try to get Jay Bruce a number of starts over there at first base so they can consider their options for next year, whether he's a guy who's going to play a lot at first base, be a full-time first baseman, or return to the outfield remains to be seen.
That is a big topic of discussion today around the Mets. Is maybe the #1 first base prospect is Peter Alonso, who's putting together a huge offensive year in the minors. Leading the minors with 33 homers and 111 RBIs. He will not get a September promotion. Basically, they said there's no playing time with Bruce and Flores. Dominic Smith likely to be back when rosters expand. There are defensive questions about Alonso, but he took issue with that. Declared today he's going to win a Gold Glove one year.
Okay. I like the attitude.
Turns and fires. Strike 3 call. I'm not sure there is a bad DeGrom, but it looks like the very good version tonight. Like most teams have seen.
Looks like the guy the Cubs saw back in June when he punched out 13 in 7 innings.
Got a no decision that night.
That was the Luke Farrell game.
Brings up Almora with 2 outs. Strike called.
Talk about establishing heater early, man. He is just reaching back and letting it fly. 3 runs or less allowed in 23 consecutive starts for DeGrom.
A couple of Florida natives matching up here. DeGrom from Ormond Beach, just north of Daytona Beach, and Almora from South Florida. Went, and that's it. Cubs go quietly in the 2nd inning. Early on, the matchup has lived up to expectations.
third inning triple play promotion. Text Subway to 97999 right now. And the 300th texter will win a $30 gift card to a Subway restaurant in the Chicagoland area. Subway, so much sandwich.
Throw it while you got it. Time now to see who's got momentum, brought to you by First Midwest Bank. First Midwest Bank, connect with a momentum maker today. Lowest ERA first 5 starts since 1920 as a Cub. Julian Tavares on that list, 2001.
Art Neff pitched in the big leagues from 1915 through 1929, finished his career with the Cubs. A familiar name to most. A nice career, won 184 games.
One and two on DeGrom, who can handle the bat.
Home plate umpire De Jesus. Looks like he's hunting strikes tonight.
That's foul. So let's see, what did John Lester not do last night? He picked off a guy at first. He had a go-ahead 2-run hit. He made a great stab on a liner back to the mound, and he recovered beautifully after a rough first 2 innings. I guess the only thing he didn't do was get the win. And he shanked liner to David Bodie for the out. It was good work from John.
Yeah,
he battled.
Unfortunately, he did not get the W because he worked very hard. It was a little rocky there the first couple of innings, especially the second. A lot of hard contact. A home run, 3 hits. He left the bases loaded and really turned a corner. Very impressive.
On Rosario, double to open the ball game. Cubs in the middle of American Legion week. It'll end tomorrow. Kerry Muscat added it up. The Cubs are 19-2 during American Legion week since 2015. Joe Madden introduced it in the month of August, and basically the theme is show up and play.
Yeah, and they have a lot of days throughout the season that feels like American Legion week. There's a lot of days where they don't hit on the field. They take batting practice out on the field less than any club in the game would be my guess. I think anybody's writing down these numbers.
For example, and we've only had a couple of night games on the homestand, but the idea is don't show up before 4 o'clock. Whereas typically guys would get here between, say, 2 and 3 p.m. for a 7:05. Rosario 2 for 2. So the Mets haven't really figured out Hamels, but Rosario has in his first 2 at bats.
This Saturday night, country superstar Luke Bryan is bringing his What Makes You Country tour to the friendly confines. Opening acts include Sam Hunt, John Party, and Carly Pierce. Tickets still available. Cubs.com/concerts. Sam Hunt looks a little bit like Dallas Keuchel. I wonder if he's got a good sinker.
Here's McNeil. McNeil had an 11-game hitting streak, but he was out of the lineup last night due to a quad issue. He flied out as a pinch hitter, so that ended the streak. And he has got an old school bat. Does it look a little different to you?
Well, he's got the cupped end. I see that.
Well, the other end is the key.
Oh, he's got the bottle bat.
Now the no knob bat widens at the end, but no actual knob. It's 34 inches, 32 ounces. That's very normal, but it's the balance of the bat that makes it feel lighter. Typically bats, the weight is at the barrel end, but this is a little more balanced.
Yeah. So he may be sacrificing some whip.
Well, his hitting coach says it's really no difference. It's just more of a feel thing.
Well, I know a lot of hitters like a real thin handle. So they feel the head of the bat in their hands. They feel like they can really whip the head through. It's like a little Nellie Fox there.
Well, Roberto Clemente at one stage of his career used a bat just like this. On a bounce, and Murphy can't handle it. Could have been a double play, should have been, and instead it's an error on the newest Cub. So everybody's safe.
Yeah, the biggest issue with Murphy out at second base is the lack of range. Normally, if he's going to get his glove on it, he can make the play for you, but this time just clanks it. That's the trade-off the Cubs knew they were getting when they acquired him, an elite bat, but a subpar defender. Probably going to produce a lot more than he gives up.
Outside to Jackson, who walked in the first. I think we did this bit when he was a Cub. Trying to think of guys with first and last names of cities.
I do remember that conversation.
Yeah. Tyler Houston, something like that. 2-0 the count. Hamels trying to work around the error by Murphy. Rosario takes off. It's a double steal attempt, and he's safe. Somehow he got in. So both base runners, Rosario and McNeil, will get a steal. Rosario with his 17th, McNeil with his 4th, and he is slow to get up.
Mets were pushing it a little bit with the running game last night as well. Looked like the throw was there in plenty of time, but the tag does not get him initially. Cubs want to take a look, though. He's out. He's out.
Bodie had his foot there, so there was no base to grab for Rosario. Well, and he's going to be out.
Yeah, he was clever in that he avoided the tag initially, but he never got the base. I think DeJesus missed the pitch at home plate too. We can call it a ball. Looked like a good pitch.
And they did reverse the call. Joe keeps his challenge. Rosario caught for the second time in the series. He's 1 for 3. So McNeil has his stolen base taken away. Can't get a steal on the back end of a double steal attempt if the first guy gets caught.
That last pitch wasn't a bunch of no-brainers, I thought. Number 3 there certainly could have been called a strike, but was not.
Jackson has walked twice. And that will bring up Conforto. The wind basically doing nothing. I mean, every once in a while the flag will kick up in center, but not like last night when it was whipping straight out for 3.5 hours.
Yeah, there's more in the area. We might get some weather later on tonight, hopefully long after this game ends.
Looking ball on the outside corner. Caratini caught Hamels on Thursday when he went the distance. StatCast AI powered by AWS, and Victor got rid of it quickly. He gunned down Rosario. The 0-2 misses outside. matched up with Max Scherzer earlier this year here at Wrigley. It was a thrilling game in which both starters got no decisions. David Bote hit the game-ending grand slam. Tonight it's Hamels, DeGrom. You know, for the most part, the pitchers aren't really facing each other, even though they both bat. But it's a little different on a night like this, you'd have to think, for both guys.
Yeah, I think
what they're up against.
Yeah, I think one of these guys, you relish the matchup.
It's Frazier on deck.
Scherzer and Nola are matching up tonight in Philadelphia. Phillies lead 3-0. They're in the 5th.
Swing and a miss, strike 3. So the Mets have stranded 4 through 3 innings, and Hamels able to skate around the error earlier by Murphy. Still 0-0 in the 3rd. And the Cubs' 3rd. DeGrom missed on the first pitch of the ball game. 18 consecutive strikes, and then ball 1 to Hamels. 2-0 rather. Fastball's fairly high.
18 out of 19, and then a couple of misses. Again, top of the zone could have been called there, but uses force him to bring it down a little bit.
He does, and it's a strike. Chris Bryant playing 3rd base tonight for the Iowa Cubs. So we'll keep an eye on him. And Joe Madden admitted this is an important game for Chris. If he comes out of it feeling good, you can see him back here within a couple of days as DeGrom comes back to fan Hamels 1 away.
On Wednesday, September 12th, Cubs Brewers first pitch 7:05, and up to the first 10,000 early arriving fans receive a Cubs digital alarm clock presented by NG. Tickets still available. Get yours at Cubs.com.
The big issue for Chris tonight could be the weather.
What's happening?
Well, I think they be dealing with the same stuff we are dealing with. They are playing. It's 5-0 Iowa after an inning. Jason Vossler with a grand slam in that one. And KB walked his first time up. 1-2 on David Bodie, one of 5 Cubs filling in at third base during Bryant's now 32-game absence. I've said it before, it's worth repeating how well the Cubs have dealt with missing Bryant, now without Russell. Brandon Morrow hasn't thrown a pitch in the second half. Tyler Chatwood, Yu Darvish on the DL. Lost season for those guys. And here they sit 77-53, best record in the National League. Ground ball toward the middle, and it's Rosario to him out. Cub fans, don't forget to check out the Cubs blog at WGNTV.com, presented by Nationwide's Jeff Vukovich. Go to jeffvuk.com or follow him on social media. Nationwide is on your side. And Darvish's season is over. Chatwood's is not, although he struggled with his command in a rehab start with Iowa last night. Swing and a miss by Murphy.
Doesn't swing and miss very often, and almost never pitches in the strike zone. That one was elevated a little bit. Murphy and Joe Panik with the highest contact rate in MLB.
Brahms 1-1 is outside. This doesn't explain all of it, but a lot of it during this 6-game winning streak. Plus excellent pitching.
Yeah, well, there was a stretch there where Javi was swinging it pretty good, and Anthony and everybody else pretty much was scuffling. Murphy came along. Others have started to pick it up. Javi had gone down a little bit. He's picked it back up.
Murphy strikes out.
This is pretty impressive.
0-0 at the end of 3. 4 now with more choices than ever at participating locations for a limited time. Gonna try the apple pecan salad at Wendy's. I'm told it is a winner.
I've heard really good things about that. Maybe mix in a little frosty for dessert.
Todd Frazier with a foul grounder past third base. Earlier this season, Frazier was pretty vocal about the current state of the strike zone. Remember reading those comments?
I do not.
Said I'd like to quote, I'd like to sit down with Rob Manfred or anybody at MLB and talk to them about it. You have to be better than that. Talking about umpiring in the strike zone.
I'm guessing he wants it smaller, not bigger. Well, you could do a whole thing then with his, they call him the Todd father. You could do this whole Godfather kind of takeoff with Todd having a meeting with the commissioner.
After one game early this season, he said the post-game report provided to the Mets had an umpire missing 14 pitches.
Out of how many?
I'm guessing well over 100.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like out of line with probably happens most big league games.
Swing and a miss, strike 3.
He just missed.
Frazier, yes, he did. 0 for the series. I think he just chose to vocalize his issues. I think he probably does speak for some players. I don't know if the computerized zone is something we will see in the next few years, but there seems to be momentum about considering it. Ben Zobrist, after his first career ejection recently, mentioned that.
Well, that was the cause for his first career ejection.
Phil Cuzzy, right?
He said that's why we want the robo ump.
The other part of it, which gets tricky, 2-1 on Bruce, is that the box we use and what everybody sees. I think Cuzzy actually said it. The umpires don't necessarily get graded on that box, right? Where it's a miss, or it's right, or it's wrong.
My understanding is the umpires, I don't know what the technology that they have, but there's a margin of error outside of that box.
Right.
So they get, if they're within, I don't know what it is, if it's half an inch or a percentage of the box, it's not a miss.
High drive out into deep right center. Let's see if Hayward has room. He does. Last night that ball's probably 30 rows up, but it stays in tonight. And let's step aside and see what's coming up on WGN. Cubs looking for their season best 7th consecutive win. They have not lost to the Mets this season. And Kevin Plawecki, and he takes a strike.
That's a beautiful bat he's swinging. Did you notice the grain in that bat? Wide grain is harder. The hitter's always looking for the wide grain.
Are you a grain expert?
Well, they wouldn't give a pitcher. They wouldn't give me a bat with good grain. They wouldn't waste that on a pitcher.
Oh yeah, that's a gorgeous piece of wood, isn't it?
Yeah, a little craftsman.
We probably don't talk enough about bats and gloves. The tools used in this game. Miguel Cabrera, right? Famous for at one time sleeping with his bat. On a bounce, picked by Baez. He'll spin, throw, and get him. Hamels a 1, 2, 3, 4th. So he holds serve. Now DeGrom's turn.
In the afternoon, up to the first 5,000 early arriving adults 21 and older in the Budweiser bleachers receive a Cubs Velcro patch cap presented by Budweiser. Bleacher tickets still available. For tickets, for details, for info, Cubs.com/Fridays.
Jose Martinez, 2-run homer in the first. Cardinals lead the Pirates 2-0 in the fourth.
Cardinals are 19 and 5 in the month of August.
3 hitless innings for Jack Flaherty to start that game. On the bottom of the fourth here in Chicago, it's 0-0. And a strike on Anthony Rizzo. Broken bat single in the first. Hitting second in the lineup for the first time this year. He's now batted in all of the top 4 spots. Last night got his 1,000th hit as a Cub. Foul tip. 1-2.
Now on pace to drive in 106 runs and hit 27 home runs year in and year out. He's been a 30 homer, 100 RBI man. A model of consistency.
DeGrom went to Stetson University in DeLand, Florida. Played infield. Once homered off Chris Sale. He pitched regularly until his junior year, after which he was drafted in the 9th round.
Yeah, and that the lack of pitching experience in college probably why he fell to the 9th round, because that's a first-round arm out there for sure.
And he's 30. But with that velocity, he's pitching like he's 22.
.64, $180.
A lot of guys, when they're 30, start talking about, well, he needs to learn how to pitch because his stuff isn't as good as it once was. Rizzo caught looking. Looks to me like he knows how to pitch and he has the plus stuff.
And you see the intensity of each and every pitch. He is absolutely a man on a mission.
134th Major League start, facing Hayward here, 1 out in the 4th inning. Two-time All-Star. Ball 1.
Mentioned the streak that he's on, 23 consecutive starts, allowing 3 runs or less. It doesn't happen very often, and here's the evidence. Only Dwight Gooden in 1985 had a longer streak.
So he has a chance to tie the Mets mark tonight.
And this is, his streak is in the big leagues, in big league history.
Right.
18 consecutive quality starts, second to Tom Seaver, who had 19 straight back in '73.
Right, that would be a team record, but as you said, yep. The first note, single season streaks in all of baseball since 1913. Incredible. And 2 on Hayward.
You know, when you go into a game against him, you got to get good pitching. You scratch and claw and fight, try to find a way to score a run or two and hope it holds up. Earlier this year, it did.
Get to their bullpen. Half that game was against the Mets bullpen, right? He went 7, the game went 14. Conforto will make the grab. Time now for our high-speed replay powered by Xfinity, and we're being literal about high speed. '99, 100. Take your pick. He threw it really, really, really hard.
Yeah. And never mind this, you know, breaking ball off the plate to Baez. Let's just go high cheese.
That was the fastest measured pitch of his career. A little dribbler. DeGrom with an awkward landing as he slipped, and looks like he tweaked something. And the Mets in their dugout holding their breath.
A lot of rain here earlier, some wet turf. Plant foot slips out from underneath. Any number of things here. We could have a rolled ankle, a little groin strain, a little quad. Second hit of the night for the Cubs. First one a little flare off the bat of Anthony Rizzo. Now this dribbler from Baez, who probably will be looking to steal a bag here.
Good to go. A little tune up. And he'll face Caratini. So difficult, if not impossible, at moments like that to turn off your competitive motor, because DeGrom really would have had to make a superhuman play to get Baez.
For a college shortstop, he probably prides himself on his ability to play a little defense out there.
It's like if you could have that TV remote button and hit pause for 3 seconds and go, okay, there's 2 outs, nobody on. If he's safe, it's whatever. If I go after this ball, I might ball out a groin. That gets into right. And Baez will hold at second, and he's safe. Rosario Couldn't get there in time. Nimmo fired up. Strike to second behind the runner Baez.
Soft about this hit. Caratini squares it up. You gotta be careful taking that big turn at second base. Well, here you go. Opportunity now for Schwarber with a couple of men on base.
I don't know how many of these you will get against DeGrom. Our Lexus Run Predictor, brought to you by your Chicago area and Northwest Indiana Lexus dealer. Back-to-back 2-out hits. Swing and a miss.
Changeup. Started Anthony sinker changeup, went on to strike him out. First time through the order he was heavy fastball, and now second time through starting to mix it up a little bit, especially with a couple of guys on base.
Now with 24 home runs, all off righties. There it is. 2-1. He can't believe that he didn't get the call.
Crestfallen. Trying to stay away from the fastball here to Schwarber. And this changeup close. And Schwarber, who's been rung up so many times on borderline pitches, this time has one go his way. He was rung up last time on a pitch probably off the outside edge a little bit.
Oh, what a play by DeGrom. He might have saved a run. Rosario possibly could have made that play behind the bag at second, but you'll never know. Cubs strand 2 after 4. Still scoreless.
Card only available at your local Wintrust Community Bank. Go to wintrust.com/Cubs to learn more. Member FDIC. Hey, what is going on with that guy?
That looks like the shirt you wear when you work out.
Leave some refrigerators.
On to the potential hit by DeGrom. Hamels back to work in the 5th. 1-0 on Brandon Nimmo, fresh off the DL. 1-1. Hit by pitch is in play. He's been hit 18 times this season.
And pretty deep in the outfield and a step or so the other way. Especially against a lefty, he's more likely to get the ball to the left side. Mets a lot better on the road than they are at home. Home batting average of .214 is the 3rd lowest in the history of our fine game.
That's an odd one. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. If you like strikeouts, you've seen 13 of them combined so far tonight. And if you don't like strikeouts, you've still seen 13.
You've just had a different opinion about them. Well, there's a lot of talk around the game about pace of play, not enough balls being put in play. Hitters don't care about striking out. This is more about just 2 elite pitchers doing their thing tonight. This is not so much about bad approach by the hitters. DeGrom's using that bottle bat as well.
McNeil said when he swings one of his teammates' bats, it feels really heavy. That's a good play by Baez. And he waited too long. DeGrom beats it out, infield hit. Javi took too much time with a pitcher running.
Again, DeGrom, a good athlete. It happened the other day. It was actually in Hamels' complete game. Jose Peraza hit Javi a ground ball, and he waited back on it. Peraza can really scoot. Here it's a little more understandable with the pitcher going line. He probably felt like he had more time, but indeed did not.
So DeGrom aboard. So whatever he tweaked going after that Baez infield hit, it didn't bother him a bit going down the first base line. A bunt by Rosario, and it's a pretty good one, and Hamels won't make a throw. That's a hit for Rosario. He's 3 for 3.
He has been awfully impressive here in this series.
This replay is brought to you by IDOT, reminding you safe driving habits really are a matter of life or death. Learn more at lifeordeathillinois.com.
Puts it in the dirt, one big high hop, then it starts rolling. Hamels is a very good athlete, good defender, but no play to be made.
So the Mets mounting a 5th inning threat. Curve strike to McNeil. He didn't like it.
He came into this one batting .368 against left-handed pitching. Small sample, 7 out of 19. Numbers down in the minor leagues before his call-up. Not a kid, he's 26.
Long Beach State product from Nipomo, California, just northwest of Santa Barbara.
I don't want to take away what he did down in the minor leagues, but the Mets AAA club is in Las Vegas, and that's a great place to hit.
Yep, we are there on Big League weekend every spring. And next time we go to Vegas next spring, it'll be a new ballpark. No more Cashman Field.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah. I'm going to miss that place. Especially us calling a game over the PA. I'll miss that part of it too.
Well, we might be able to do that. Yeah, it's kind of fun.
The 3rd inning, Anthony Rizzo in the on-deck circle says, "Shh. First, and it is Rizzo, and it's a fair ball, and McNeil is out. And the Mets have him at 2nd and 3rd for Austin Jackson.
He's had good at bats tonight. He has taken walks both times he has been up. I guess I should say he's had 2 good plate appearances because he does not yet have an official at bat tonight. Came into this one 4 out of 17 lifetime against Cole Hamels.
Jackson started the year with the Giants. Traded to Texas, did not play for the Rangers before he was released, and then signed with the Mets a little after that. And has been really good with New York, hitting over 300 in 30 games.
I think that was one of those unsynced deliveries you were talking about earlier, when the upper half and the lower half don't get along.
And while we have a quick second, happy 75th anniversary, birthday. I guess it's the anniversary of his birth. Lou Piniella, Sweet Lou, turning 75. The manager of the year in 2008. A great playing career. Made a name for himself in New York. And a long managerial career too. Hopefully sipping a pina colada tonight down in Florida.
Lou is an outstanding high school basketball player growing up in the Tampa area.
That's right. I remember Jim Hendry telling stories of when he was a kid going to watch Lou play basketball.
He could jump out of the gym
in the same area. Yep. That's a strike. It's 2-2.
Well, Hamels doesn't have the 99-mile-an-hour heater that DeGrom does, so he has to be a little more resourceful. A few more off-speed pitches, work the edges. And realize how important this 2-2 offering is right here.
Almost hit him, and it's full. Conforto is on deck. He has struck out twice, so Hamels doesn't have to give in here with first base open. Jackson walks yet again.
Showing the good discipline there in a high leverage situation with a couple of men in scoring position. Cole might go change up there on 3-2. Tried to beat him with the heater, didn't find the zone. Now he has the platoon advantage with the left-handed hitting Conforto up there.
Jackson must be wearing Nancy Sinatra's boots tonight. Bases loaded. Swing and a miss by Conforto. Outside on a fastball. Hamels is throwing his fastball more often than he did with the Rangers, and the velocity has gone up. It's just over 92 on average. For Texas, it's now up almost 94 with the Cubs.
Yeah, his last handful of starts with the Rangers, it started to click up. He did a real nice job scouting and pulling the trigger on that deal, giving up a minor leaguer, not a big prospect. Rangers were ready to move on from Hamels, who's making a lot of money, has a $20 million option for next year. The timing could not have worked out better.
Bases loaded, 2 down, 5th inning, and a scoreless tie. And a 2-2 count.
114 pitches for Hamels in his complete game last time out. That's his high pitch count for the year, highest in a couple of years, as a matter of fact.
He will get an extra day before his next start. And the Cubs will go to Alec Mills tomorrow. And then Mike Montgomery slated to come back from the DL on Thursday. It's too bad in a way, because if it had been a normal rest, Hamels would have been scheduled to pitch in Philadelphia on Sunday. But instead, it'll be Labor Day in Milwaukee. Again. Mets leave the bases loaded, and we go to the bottom of the fifth. Cubs and Mets 0-0.
Budweiser, you join the team that enjoys responsibly. Budweiser reminds you to drink wiser.
Stay tuned for the 7th inning stretch, brought to you by Budweiser. This Bud's for you, and it will be Harry Carey on the big board and left. Nice work by Cole Hamels to escape the top of the 5th. Striking out Michael Conforto for the 3rd time, as the Mets stranded 3. DeGrom will face 7 through 9, starting with Almora in ball 1. Back to work. 1-1 is pulled foul.
Mistake there, elevated off speed pitch. Change up grip. It's up and drifting in. Almora's got that downward plane to a swing.
Base hit. McNeil timed his leap well, but just didn't have enough to get it. And the Cubs have the leadoff man aboard for the first time tonight. Joe's not going to wait around. He's going with Tommy La Stella to pinch hit for Hamels, who had to work a little extra hard in that 5th inning.
Yeah, pitch count, a couple of tough innings. He was probably going to give them one more max. A chance to strike here with a leadoff man reaching, so it makes perfect sense to pull the trigger and go with La Stella here.
So that's 6 consecutive starts of at least 5 innings and no more than 1 run for Hamels as a Cub. Incredible. Brandon Kinsler.
We light a candle out there.
Some moonlighting. Meanwhile, DeGrom kind of doing what he normally does. That is pitch really well and be locked into a scoreless tie. 8 times this year the Mets have scored 0 or 1 behind them. That was going into tonight.
It's almost like they've made a deal. Hey, you don't need a whole lot of help, so we're not going to give it to you.
Well, when you talk Cy Young candidates, he is very much in the mix. He's not going to have a 1-loss record that will compare to the other candidates. I think we're generally past that as kind of the end-all be-all. He's pitching on an also-ran, but you could make a case that, you know, he does pitch under a lot of pressure because he doesn't get much run support. You know, he knows the margin for error is tiny.
If I had a vote, and I had to vote right now, I would vote for DeGrom.
He has allowed 33 earned runs. This is his 27th start.
MLB.com did a poll, would-be voters, I guess writers, and right now they gave the edge to DeGrom ahead of Scherzer, and then Aaron Nola was 3rd. But it's so close. Any one of the 3, depending on what happens in September, could win this award.
He strikes out the pinch hitter, La Stella. He has at least 1 strikeout in every inning. 7 in all, and now David Bodie. Hamels struck out 8 in his 5 innings.
Yeah, there will be those who will justify a vote for Nola or Scherzer or somebody else, and they'll say, well, some guys just know how to win. That is bunk. Your job as a pitcher is run prevention, and he's been the best in the business. You know, again, it's just a small margin over what those 2 guys have done, so it could change. I think Nola gets some points because he plays in a more hitter-friendly ballpark.
He's trying to scratch out a run and grab the lead. And they will have their bullpen pitch the rest of the night.
Per Fangraphs, average fastball velocity among National League starters, Syndergaard is 1, Zach Wheeler of the Mets is 3, and DeGrom is 5th. And we're just talking, you know, tenths and hundredths of a point differentiating these guys. Syndergaard 97.5 miles per hour, and Fultonevich of the Braves, who I think we're going to see in the makeup game. Phillies must have an off day, because if not, we would see Nola, but I don't think we're going to see him. Just think about the possible gauntlet of pitchers that the Cubs would have to deal with.
Yeah, we will not see Nola or Arrieta this weekend, based on the way things line up currently.
Just think, if the Phillies were to keep Nola on his 5th day, so Syndergaard, DeGrom, Fultonevich, Nola, likely Scherzer when we see the Nationals, and possibly Strasburg. Have to give a hitter nightmares.
There's a 1-2 to Bodie, and he's able to foul it off.
So the Cubs starters that have hit their stride, they've been really good lately. So that's the good news. Able to compete against those frontline starters. It's going to be a big trip starting Thursday night with a makeup game in Atlanta.
Well, graphics people, they've got us sweeping the Nationals. 4 W's in a row to end the trip. Back to the mound. The second for 1 relay will be not in time. So Almora's out. And it will bring up Murphy with a man at first and 2 gone.
Hustle by Bodie out of the box. Throw a little low there for McNeil. That upsets his timing just a little bit out there at second.
Faced Madison Bumgarner in his last start. And McNeil will backhand in the outfield grass. And throw out Murphy at first. Let's go to the 6th. Bullpen time for the Cubs. 0-0.
True Chicago fans.
Selfie time. Brandon Kinsler will work here in the 6th after Cole Hamels dealt 5 more scoreless innings.
Well, it looked like the cast of a new TV show coming out this fall there, that group out there. Friends, the sequel. Kinsler, 56 games overall, 1-3 with a 4.32. That ERA's taken a little bit of a hit here in recent days, especially on Saturday against the Reds when he worked a third of an inning and allowed 4 runs, a couple of home runs.
Well, who turned on the AC? The wind has turned around. It's blowing straight in. Frazier, slow roller to third. Bodie will barehand, and the throw is late. Good try. But Frazier He's had a tough series at the plate. Still hasn't hit one out of the infield, but he does have his first hit.
Yeah, nice play here by Bodie on the slow roller. Kinsler with that sinker gets a lot of balls on the ground. Unfortunately for him, this turns into an infield knock. Make a pitch, you get weak contact. You still have to deal with a base runner.
Jay Bruce flied to the warning track in right center in the 4th inning. Mets now with 5 hits. The Cubs have 4. I've got 1, 2, 3 of the Mets' 5 hits have been on the infield, including the Rosario bunt in the 5th.
Yeah, infield hit for DeGrom, infield hit for Frazier, the bunt hit, and then 2 other hits by Rosario. So we got a couple aces going here tonight, and they've performed like aces. Sometimes these much anticipated matchups don't pan out.
Is now playing right behind second base as Bruce able to just hold. Eric Cooper made the call down at 3rd.
So by design there, the elevated fastball had a lot of run. A different feel for Kinsler, who typically likes to sink the ball.
Smothered by Caratini as he picks it out of the dust. So the wind has turned around and now coming in off the lake. Feels good. Kinsler on a 2-2, and we will do it again.
Book your summer getaway today to Chicago or DC and let us do the planning for you. Cubs destinations travel packages include tickets, hotel accommodations, ballpark tours, Cubs swag, and a private meet and greet with a current player. For more information, visit Cubs.com/destinations.
Brewers are not done yet. They were trailing 6-0 after 2. It's now 7-6 Reds in the 7th. Christian Yelich with the first 2-homer game of his career. He's got 25 on the season.
Yeah, he's had a monster year. You figured the home run numbers would spike for him getting out of Miami.
Cardinals lead 4-1 over the Pirates in the bottom of the 5th in St. Louis. Tyler O'Neill now has homered.
You can question what the Brewers did at the trade deadline, not improving their rotation. You cannot question what they did in the offseason by adding Kane and Yelich. Big time acquisitions.
Frazier looks like he wants to go here on a 3-2. Mickey Callaway might be a little more aggressive, trying to grab the lead.
Yeah, you got a ground ball guy out there. During the double play, he's going to go.
And it's ball 4. So 2 on, nobody out.
Kinsler, he's got to be just scratching his head out there.
Was it strike three?
Well, it was close. You know, so he gave up the infield knock, and then he makes what he feels is a quality pitch at the bottom of the zone.
Oh, yeah. He might be as upset at Bruce for not swinging at it. So bottom of the order here. Plawecki squares early and takes inside.
And Rizzo was blitzing on the play, so if he's going to bunt it, the play is probably to bunt it hard towards the first base line and try to sneak it back past Anthony.
Jim Hickey will interrupt the proceedings. He wants to talk it over.
Trust your stuff. Throw a good sinker here. It's a good ball on the ground. Get two. I've got great karma. It happens all the time. So trust me. Throwing the ball well. You got a weak ground ball, and you probably should have had a punch out on Bruce. Brandon knows all that. He's been around. He's 34 years of age. First came to the big leagues with the Brewers back in 2010.
A long journey through the minor leagues and independent ball. 2-1. A Purdue product. Big Ten Player of the Year as a junior, the first Boilermaker to win that award. Can't turn two here. Can they get an out? Bodie made it look easy. What a play. It ends up looking like a sacrifice. That is not easy. And David Bodie with a big out, 5-3 to get Plawecki.
And that's almost with another soft hit. This ball chopped into the ground. Bodie comes fast but under control.
The left-handed hitting Brandon Nimmo dude, Joe Madden is coming to the mound. He's got De La Rosa up. And here comes the veteran southpaw. We'll be back. Reptilia by the Strokes. Our Bud Fan Cam. So second and third, lefty here. De La Rosa, Nimmo. Scoreless tie.
Jorge came in behind Kitzler on Saturday against the Reds, finished off that ball game, retired 5 men on just 12 pitches. High stress here.
Good start. Frazier the runner at third. Bruce at second. The pitcher DeGrom is on deck.
No, he's not coming out of this ball game, so this is a huge confrontation right here.
Fouled back. Both guys have really contributed. Chavez finished the game last night and has pitched a lot. Speaking of American Legion Week, Nimmo played American Legion ball and showcase events because he's from Wyoming. No high school ball. Outside, 1-2. He was the MVP of the Under Armour All-America game in this park in 2010.
Rossi just missed his location by about 3 feet there as Caratini's up looking for the high fastball.
By the way, the Strokes tune was Juice Box, not Reptilia, but it was the Strokes. So I hope you enjoyed it. See, I know you knew that. You were just not going to tell me.
I didn't want to throw you under the bus. I let the Twitter sphere do that. Jorge's always had a real good off-speed pitch, change, splitty kind of thing that has allowed him to be very good against right-handed hitters. A lot of years as a starter, reverse split guys. He's been good against lefties this year. Has punched out twice already tonight. You know, he's feeling a little anxiety here. 1-2. Pitcher's on deck. He feels like he needs to do something heroic here. Might get him to chase.
Nimmo was red hot when he got hurt. And it bounces foul. He was 10 for 14 before he went down with a finger injury and had to miss 12 games. That would be the last time you'd ever want to go down for 2 weeks, right?
Yeah, you can sit on it and feel good about yourself, but you'd rather be out there playing.
Nimmo has a good eye.
Yeah, works a lot of counts, sees a lot of pitches. He'll strike out a fair bit because of that, but he'll also take his walks.
De La Rosa has the sign. Here comes a 2-2. Little jam shot pop up. Baez back of the bag at second, makes the grab.
Forward contact that almost paid off for the Mets, but a good break by Baez, and he's able to haul it in. Seen a lot of this infield pop-ups from the Mets hitters in this series.
DeGrom 1 for 2. Soft line out to third in the third. An infield hit. His last time up. Baez, the shortstop. How about this? Was playing in the grass in the outfield. You don't see it. The guy play that deep at that position often. Tell you one thing, he will not take much time to get rid of it if there's a ground ball hit in his direction, because DeGrom legged out the infield hit in the 5th. There's a ground ball in the hole, and the Mets will grab the lead. Baez able to flag it down. He keeps Bruce at 3rd, but Frazier scores. So DeGrom does what John Lester did last night. He gives his team the lead.
See the alignment. He's got room over there on that side of the infield. Doesn't hit it all that sharply, but it pays off for him. You know, the old adage, pitch a shutout, hit a home run, you win the ball game. It's not a home run, but it's an RBI single.
They have not hit a ball out of the infield since the 4th inning. Until now, Rosario out into deep left center, and it's caught by Almora. Again, the wind is now blowing in. 1-0 Mets in the 6th. Follow along for your chance to score free beef sandwiches throughout the season. And thanks to Bona for supplying our wonderful crew with dinner tonight. Good stuff. 1-0 Mets. Cubs bat in the 6th inning. He's downloading the Bona app right now. Big crowd on hand. Day game tomorrow, and then the Cubs head off for their longest road trip of the season.
Something else out of the back pocket from DeGrom. First pitch curveball there to Anthony. Last time sinkers and changeups.
In the center for a base hit. Rizzo 2 for 3. And he stays hot.
Wind really starting to gust now. Anthony, his on-base plus slugging for the month of August up over 1,000.
So you're saying the player of the week will be a strong candidate for player of the month?
Yeah, I think there are some others having better months than he is, but he would be among the candidates.
Been in on Hayward. Tim Britton covers the Mets for The Athletic. He just tweeted this out. An underrated Cy Young candidate, whoever opposes Jacob deGrom. Starting pitchers against deGrom this year have a .250 ERA. And that's what he has been up against. Another ball hit right on the button, but it's going to be caught by Rosario. Another fine defensive play by the Mets tonight behind deGrom. One away.
He was playing very deep, and so he had a long way to go and was able to ultimately track this ball down. Two pretty good whacks at him here this inning, Rizzo and now Hayward, and they both came into this game with good numbers against deGrom. I'm wondering, he seems to me like he's gotten away from his four-seam fastball a little more than perhaps he should. I mean, questioning the guy who's got a 1.71 ERA, but it was so crisp at the start of the game. He's been pretty heavy breaking ball changeup since.
In fact, his ERA is down to 1.66 with a 5 1/3 shutout inning so far.
Look at that ball strike ratio.
It was 0-1 to Baez, and Javier fell down on the swing. 0-2.
There's that elevated four-seamer at 97. He started the game pumping one after another, really setting the tone, and I think it's smart to a certain extent. You get the hitters, okay, I'm on the attack, they're going to have to come and get me, and then you start working out of the zone with the breaking ball a little bit.
Here's his 0-2. 93 on a slider, low and away. Carl Edwards Jr. heating up in the Cubs pen. Trying to stay away from Baez here. And instead, well, he did, but he got him on a rising heater on the outside corner. Maybe caught more of the plate than he wanted, but it's electric. Well, beating Baez on a fastball is not an easy thing to do, and he's done it a couple of times tonight. So the Cubs have won 8 in a row against the Mets. They find themselves down a run here in the 6th tonight. To Caratini. The Cubs are also undefeated with Daniel Murphy and/or Cole Hamels in the starting lineup. 6-0 with Murphy, 5-0 with Hamels going into tonight. Rizzo started the inning with a base hit. He's still at first with 2 gone. And the 1-1 to Caratini is rolled right to McNeil in shallow right. And that'll take us into the 7th inning. It's the Mets 1 and the Cubs nothing.
Check out the Cubs' upcoming schedule, brought to you by Ram Trucks, built to serve. Look at the next three. A matinee tomorrow with the Mets to wrap this series up, then off to Atlanta for the makeup game Thursday evening, and Cubs will roll into Philadelphia 3:30 in the morning, and then start that series with the Fightins Friday night.
So the Amazons, the Bravos, and the Fightins coming up, and then the Crew. One thing we're good at in this game, we've got nicknames for nicknames.
That's what they should do for Players Weekend. The players put their nicknames on the back. They had to put the team, an alternative nickname on the jersey. Yeah. The Northsiders.
Yeah, I think I would go that route instead of the Cubbies. That would be my choice, but I don't get to decide.
Maybe you will.
The 0-1 to McNeil. 1 ball and 1 strike. Wind is blowing even harder. Straight in. Sounds like it's going to rain at some point again tonight, but hopefully well after this game is over and after the Cubs have come back and won their 7th in a row. 1-2. Foul to first. 37,017 there at Wrigley Field. Hi, Clark. I haven't seen Clark in a while. Quality young Cub fans.
He's out working the crowd.
Left matchup. The 1-2 nearly clipped him.
Rosa from Mexico, and you see that turnover off-speed pitch. You can't help but think about Fernando Valenzuela, Teddy Higuera.
In on McNeil's hands, and he was able to fight it off foul. 9-6 Reds. They got 2 big ones in the 7th after the Brewers put up a 4 spot. So they're now in the top of the 8th in Cincinnati. Cardinals lead late 4-1, 7th inning over the Pirates. In the top of the 9th, the Nationals have scored 4 runs late and now lead the Phillies 4-3. So it looks like Scherzer and Nola will get no decisions tonight. The Phillies are 6-12 in their last 18, and their loss last night was their 7th straight series opening defeat.
3.5 back of Atlanta entering play tonight. 4 back in the loss column.
Braves are tied with the Rays 5-5. Tampa Bay just got a run in the top of the 8th. Rays have won 8 in a row.
Best team in baseball.
3 hits for Tommy Pham in that game.
Well, McNeil putting up a heck of a fight here. Also trying to find something he can put him away with.
So Caratini pointing in front of the plate, and McNeil sends one to deep right, And it is not gone. It hits the warning track. McNeil's going to try for 3, and the relay will be late. Again, the wind blowing in kept that ball in the yard. He just said, I think, to his third base coach, Glenn Sherlock, how did that not get out of here? Well, this place plays really big with the wind blowing in.
Timing is everything. Earlier, the ball flies out of here for sure, and this time it looked like it was going to be enough to get out. Ball bounced on the track. It did not get to the wall, I don't believe. This is one heck of an at-bat. This is the 10th pitch of this confrontation. Short hops the wall. He almost has a blowout here, about 2/3 of the way to third base.
Jackson cuts and misses. He's walked all 3 times. Infield in with nobody out. Yeah, that was a 10-pitch sequence resulting in a triple. He fouled off 4 in a row before the big hit.
Not sure who's available for the Cubs in the bullpen tonight. They used 5 to get the final 9 outs in the game last night, including 3 in the 9th inning.
It was not a mound visit, in case you're wondering. Line to Baez. McNeil back to the bag. 1 away.
A bit of good fortune there. A bullet, but right at Baez. With nobody out there, McNeil not taking a big secondary. If there were 1 out, he might have been a little further down the line and potentially could have been doubled off.
Curve is high. Outside. 2-0. Fastball 91.
Jorge has this habit of, after every pitch, tipping his hat up.
Showed you earlier some of the hot bats in the Cubs lineup. How about the pitching? Over the last 12 days, basically, leading in ERA. Not striking out many, though. Very odd, and that's been the case all year. A 3-1 on its way. Conforto lines to Rizzo.
Oh my goodness. Jorge.
Two lineouts after the leadoff triple.
Even he's a little bemused by it. He gave up 2 rockets for outs here. I'm not sure Hickey should come out here. He's going to mess with his karma.
All right, get Frazier to hit a line drive to Bodie.
Hey. You got him popping up here.
The Cubs offer 60 tickets located in the lower level terrace for just $10 for every regular season home game. Fans can register online for the chance to purchase up to 4 tickets. Registration opens 48 hours before the game, closes 24 hours prior to the scheduled first pitch. No fee to enter. For details, visit Cubs.com/1060 tickets.
I think this conversation was mostly about what they want to do with Frazier here and the left-handed hitting Jay Bruce on deck.
They're going to walk Frazier without throwing a pitch. And here comes Bruce. Frazier takes off for second without a throw. It's about the easiest stolen base he'll get. It's his 8th.
Playing off the line, but cheating over just a little bit to try to keep McNeil honest there at third. Nice job by Caratini framing that pitch. Catch it, hold it there, give De Jesus a good look.
By that call at the bottom of the zone.
Zone has been biggish at times wide, not so much up and down.
That's got a run in the 6th inning on a hit by the pitcher DeGrom. There's a 2-out infield hit. Second and third, 2 outs this time in the 7th. 2-2 to Bruce.
Mets have had a bunch of chances. 1 out of 12 with runners in scoring position.
But they have the lead because the Cubs are 0 for 1. They haven't had but one chance with a runner in scoring position. Called strike 3. Mets strand 2. Time for the 7th inning stretch, brought to you by Budweiser. This Bud's for you.
For tonight's stretch, please direct your attention to the outfield video board.
All right. Let me hear you. Good and loud. On 1, on 2, on 3. Take me out to the ball game. Take me out to the crowd. Buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jack. I
Kyle Schwarber, first pitch swinging and a base hit. 7th inning. Cubs trail 1-0. Leadoff man has now reached in each of the last 3 frames against Jacob deGrom.
First pitch sinker, didn't sink a whole lot, had some run, but stayed up where Schwarber could drop the barrel on it. I'm Jorge De La Rosa. I'm going out looking for Wallens tonight. That might be the luckiest inning I've seen pitched all year. A lead triple on a ball that, an hour ago flies out of the ballpark. 2 rockets, a walk, and then a called third strike on a pitch off the plate. That is magic.
Keeps it a 1-run ball game. Almora bunts. DeGrom's going to fire to second for 1. It'll be a fielder's choice for Almora.
Trying to get this ball down the third base line, just didn't have the angle, and DeGrom jumped on it.
Talks it over with Plawecki as Ben Zobrist is announced. De La Rosa.
So just a 1 out of 10 in his career against DeGrom, so he hasn't had a lot of looks at him. Zobrist handles velocity. We'll see how aggressive with the fastball DeGrom is here. Tough assignment coming off the bench to face the kind of stuff that DeGrom features.
Upstairs by Zobrist.
Three out of 14 as a pinch hitter for Zobrist this year.
He's getting the Mets' best in this series. Syndergaard and DeGrom. They didn't beat Syndergaard, but they beat the Mets last night. That's past Bruce into right, and Almora will make it to third. Best scoring chance of the night for the Cubs.
How good has Ben Zobrist? Answer, really good. A playable ball, sharply hit, playable there for Bruce. Limited experience at first base. I wonder if Mickey Callaway is wishing he had made a defensive replacement at this stage of the ball game.
Set it up for David Bodie. Tying run at third base. 1 out, 7th inning. Mets will probably play their middle infield in the double play territory and their corner men in. In fact, they're going to put Frazier over there right at third. And he scoots off the bag a few steps. Chanting Bodie. High drive to center. Rosario back on it. This should tie it. He makes the catch. Zobrist tags. He'll hold it first. Almora scores. 1-1. David Bodie with a sacrifice fly.
Yeah, I like the approach. Go early there. Smart approach. Middle of the diamond. Try to get the ball airborne. Good work by David Bodie. A rookie who thinks like a veteran.
Our 4th drive of the game.
As the ball rises, so do the fans.
So you see how Jacob deGrom's starts generally have gone this year. Kicks away from Plawecki, and a go-ahead run now in scoring position. Zobrist at second on a wild pitch.
Yeah, that happened with Plawecki back there last night as well. It goes as a wild pitch, but that's on the catcher. You've got to be able to keep that one in front. Can't pick it, you got to block it. Opportunity now for Daniel Murphy, who is hitless so far tonight. We have not said that yet this year since he's joined the Cubs.
1-0 on Murphy. a ball.
DeGrom a little agitated now, trying to overthrow.
McNeil out in the right field grass. He got Murphy on a ground out in the 5th. Pretty straight up in the outfield. You see Jackson shaded ever so slightly toward right center. Swing and a miss. Jr. is up. Left out of play.
Covers everything. Velocity, soft stuff, in, out, up, down.
Schwarber started the inning with a base hit. More up. And fielder's choice bunt replaced him at first. Zobrist with a single. Bodie a sac fly to center. Rizzo on deck. Already 2 hits tonight.
And these guys are grinding. Murphy, since leaving the Mets, has absolutely worn out his old club.
Mets missed an opportunity to add insurance. The Cubs have come back to tie it. All here in the 7th. Swing and a miss. DeGrom gets Murphy. Cubs tie it on the sac fly by Bodie. 1-1 to the 8th. Authentics is the premier outlet for all MLB authenticated Cubs memorabilia. The Cubs will donate net proceeds from the sale of Cubs Authentics items to Cubs charities. Visit Cubs.com/authentics today. Zobrist stays in, plays second base for Murphy. And his spot in the batting order now becomes the pitcher's spot. That's Carl Edwards Jr. in a 1-1 tie.
7-8-9 due for the Mets here. Top of the 8th.
Catcher Plawecki. Swing, he fouled it off on 96. It's 0-2. Nimmo on deck, and then DeGrom scheduled. Jacob at 90 pitches through 7.
Kinsler allowed the 1 run. It's just funny. You think about the quality of pitches he made, the quality of contact he gave up. He gives up a run. Jorge gives up nothing. Baseball is funny that way.
It really is.
DeGrom has got 2 knocks tonight, so he's all in. He's going to get an opportunity to press on here.
Mickey Callaway, former pitcher and pitching coach. Swing and a miss, strike 3.
CJ at his best when he can throw strike 1 and then expand the zone either with the high cutting fastball or his curve. This is a high heater right by Plawecki. Kinsler, a third of an inning, a hit, a run, a walk. De La Rosa, inning and 2/3, 2 hits, 1 walk, 1 strikeout.
Strike to Nimmo.
Cole Hamels with 5 scoreless tonight has lowered his Cub ERA to 0.69. Probably should be good enough to be the pitcher of the month in the National League, I would think.
You would think. High for a ball. Chris Bryant done for the night with Iowa. He went 1 for 2 and added 2 walks. Another rehab assignment game, his second. Takes a curve low. 2-2.
Brewers down to their last chance. They trail the Reds 9-6. Top of the 9th.
Got him. Nimmo in his return from the DL, 0 for 4 and has struck out 3 times. And DeGrom will bat here in the 8th inning.
Plawecki, they go upstairs with the heater.
Too many National League starting pitchers who would take a 4th at bat in the 8th in a tie game.
Yeah, this is old school. But at the top of his game, best in the business this year. That's bullpen is gives the manager a little currency in his clubhouse too, letting a guy go like this.
With the McNeil style bat. And Baez will charge and get him. Nice work by Edwards. We go to the bottom of the 8th. It's 1-1.
Plus. Good weekly stats, roster updates, and more. RBI Baseball 18 is available now. Learn more at rbigame.com. Rated E for everyone.
Cubs trying to eke out a run any old way. Cy Young contender Jacob deGrom, bottom of the 8th, 1-1. This has felt like a postseason game. You usually see when you get to the playoffs, the other team's best. That's Seth Lugo up in the bullpen. And what it usually means is you've got to pitch really well too. And the Cubs have matched up with the Mets well tonight. It's been Hamels, Kinsler, De La Rosa, and Edwards for the home team against deGrom so far for the Mets.
Well, I think this whole offensive approach that the Cubs have been preaching all year is 4 games like this and 4 games in the postseason when you face top flight pitching. The ability to put the ball in play, cut down on the strikeouts, sacrifice the power for contact. Staying in there against guys throwing 99 with nasty breaking pitches, and you're just trying to tee it up all the time, and it can lead to some real quiet innings. And it's not just starters too, with bullpenning, which is now a verb, and the idea that you might have to face guys coming out of the pen early in ball games throwing 99 miles per hour. We'll figure that in part of the formula as well.
The wind has been blowing in for about 4 innings, but the Mets outfield playing as deep as possible. Nimmo's almost on the warning track and right. Ground ball toward the middle, base hit. Jackson a long run in to collect it. Rizzo another hit. Second time he's led off an inning with a single. He's 3 out of 4, and it brings up Hayward.
There you go. Foot down, short to the ball, solid contact, third knock. Fun to watch these elite guys square off, Rizzo and deGrom. deGrom has been locked in all night long, very intense.
Now works to Hayward. And Jason takes high. He's popped to second, flied to left, and robbed of a hit by Jackson in the 6th on a liner. Two and 0. I saw some lightning off in the distance.
Like the natural, maybe Jason's going to hit one off the scoreboard.
Three balls, no strikes.
Yeah, he's flying open a little bit here, trying to find a little something extra as he starts to get a little fatigued, perhaps. Coming out of his delivery.
Swing, that pitch to hit. Now 3-1. Game is over in Cincinnati. The Reds held off the Brewers 9-7. And remember, that's after the Reds are swept here in a 4-game series over the weekend. Ball 4, 2 on, nobody out. Dave Island, the pitching coach, is out. Updated standings. The Brewers now have 7 more losses than the Cubs. And right now 5.5 games back.
Yeah, separation anxiety big time in Milwaukee now. Cardinals are winning their game 4-2 over the Pirates. They're in the bottom of the 8th down in St. Louis. Flaherty kid's been something else. 7 innings of 1-run ball tonight for the Cardinals.
See how the Mets play it against the cleanup hitter Baez. Frazier and Bruce in a little bit. Double play depth in the middle. Javi went for the late bunt.
Yeah, so not sacrificing there, but a bunt for a base hit.
Strike offer. He held. He's got a good track record when he points to first.
Yeah, has he ever been rung up on a self-check?
Not that I know of. Ooh.
Boy, that certainly could have been there.
Bat up there late twice in the sequence, 1 and 2.
If you spin it here and keep it out of the dirt, chance he's going to do something. They either got to bounce something or go back to that chest high fastball.
Another 1-2. He got him. Still throwing incredibly hard in the bottom of the 8th. 98 to get Baez. So that's the first out.
Yeah, just explosive fastball up in the zone. The last couple feet of that thing, that ball just jumps.
A lot of life. Well, a lot of reasons to get a run here. Bottom of the 8th, you get one. You hold them in the 9th, you win. And it's going to rain here at some point, and based on the forecast and what we've heard, when it does start, it's going to rain really hard. The kind of rain that we might not be able to play through for a while. Swinging strike on Caratini.
Just had some good swings tonight. He singled back in the 4th.
Rizzo singled. Hayward walked to start it, but then Baez struck out. And it's 1-1 on Victor Caratini. Phillies used a pitcher to pinch run tonight and left early on a tag up play. Lost 5-4 to the Nationals. Meanwhile, the Braves won. Braves beat Tampa Bay 9-5 with a 4-run bottom of the 8th to win it.
I feel like the Braves have had a lot of late game magic this year.
DeGrom's 2-1 is a strike. Outfield not nearly as deep as it was to start this inning against Rizzo. Well, they're trying to cut down Anthony if he tries to score on a base hit to the outfield. DeGrom's got it. He's made a bunch of good plays in the field tonight, and he turns a 1-6-3 double play. DeGrom, Rosario, and Bruce. And we'll go to the ninth. Still tied at 1. Broke out Baez and then got Caratini to bounce into a double play. He's had a really good night on defense.
Yeah, good night all the way around. He's got a couple of hits. He's driven in a run. I mean, he's doing everything. And this is similar to what Lester did last night in terms of playing the whole game.
So top of the order against Pedro Strop, who started the ninth inning with a 3-run lead last night. Gave up a walk and a single, got 1 out, and gave way to Justin Wilson. Jesse Chavez got the save, and he's trying to save a tie here. Ahmed Rosario has 3 hits in the ball game and 5 in the series.
Yeah, only hitting .248 for the season, but he's looked like a 300 hitter so far in this series. .255 the ERA for Strop through 54. Rosario at the top of the batting order. He can run a little bit. He's not a patient guy, so not a high on base percentage. Doesn't take many walks.
Swing and a miss. He struck him out.
Beautiful pitch. Starts in the zone, dives down below the knees off the edge. Lightning a little more active now.
McNeil tripled in the 7th. That led off the inning, but they could not get him home. 2 lineouts, an intentional walk, a stolen base, and a called third. Jorge De La Rosa found a way out of it.
Normally you can point the finger, you know, lead off triple, you don't score. Bad approach by the hitters, but that was not the case in that inning.
2 Mets retired. And it we'll bring up Jackson, who's had an interesting night. Walk, 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 and line out to short in that RBI spot. So he's had a good night at the plate. I think DeGrom might be done. Seth Lugo up yet again. 109 pitches for DeGrom in his 8 innings of work. ERA down to 1.68. Hamels with an 0.69 and 6 starts with the Cubs. Rounder to short. Baez gloves. Nice work, Pedro Strop. Cubs will try to win it when we come back. Rain looming. And the Mets bullpen takes over. Seth Lugo, 6'4" right-hander. And a pitch against Kyle Schwarber.
Well, we've got lightning in the area. We've got rain looming. Now we just need a little thunder. Lugo, 3-3 with a 290, 44 appearances, mostly out of the pen. He's made a handful of starts. Last year he was primarily a starting pitcher. Got a good curveball, good four-seam heater.
Here we go. Schwarber takes high. You got to really hit one hard or keep it low to get it out of here now with the wind blowing in. Cubs came in with a 12-game home run streak. And they've hit some big ones. 2 grand slams in walk-off fashion. David Bodie all over that list.
Bodie due up 4th in the inning.
Hands over his head. Lugo's 2-1. He's low and in.
He's going a bit of a bind here, isn't he? You don't want to walk him. You don't want to throw him a cookie.
On the ground, it's McNeil to Bruce, and Schwarber is out.
Lugo, 28 years of age. He was a 34th round pick of the Mets back in 2011.
Almora with 1 out. Takes outside. Jacob deGrom will get 2 no decisions against the Cubs this season. 15 innings, 2 runs, 23 strikeouts. And again, that's the kind of year he's had. Came in tonight at 8-8 with the best ERA in the majors. Cole Hamels went 5 shutout this evening. And the start after a complete game. He gave Joe everything he had. 93 pitches through 5. Ground ball. Nice little shuffle step by Rosario, and he throws out Almora. Got a chance to be a good one there.
Yeah, what is he, 22 years old? Good looking young player. So we talked about their big 3 in their rotation: Rosario, Nimmo, Conforto, all talented young players. It's got a lot of veteran guys over the last 2 or 3 years. With a lot of injuries. Bullpen has not been particularly good this year with an ERA approaching 5.
Rosario in center earlier had played 2 spots. That's how good he's been.
That good.
Here's Zobrist. He came off the bench and singled in the 7th and is now playing second.
Turn and burn.
Outside edge for a strike. David Bodie is on deck. McNeil will take us into extra innings. We go to the 10th. It's 1-1. Started.
Steve Cishek appearing in his 64th game, second most in the National League. He's 4-1 with a 180. Gave up a game-tying home run to Kevin Plawecki in the ball game last night. Doesn't do that very often, though. Just the 3rd long ball he has allowed all year.
The wind has shifted again, gusting left to right. And Conforto takes ball 1.
Conforto might want to take note of that before he bunts here. He's a power guy. 2-0. I think he would
That's
go ahead
it.
and swing, and they're going to cover the field.
Yep, Gary Cedarstrom, the crew chief. And the question will be, will we be able to continue? If not, we may finish this game tomorrow.
You proposing a little breakfast and baseball tomorrow?
Possibly. Not there yet. Actually, right when Cedarstrom called for the tarp, the rain lightened up, but they've been in contact with the grounds crew, and they know the heavy stuff is right behind it. It's too bad Steve Cishek had to throw a couple of pitches here. There is lightning in the area, and they have announced now on the scoreboard, as you see, they want the fans to seek shelter. It's not just the rain. I think the other good thing is for the grounds crew to get the tarp on the field before Armageddon, which we saw a few years ago when the Giants were here, which made it almost impossible to get the tarp onto the infield. But no problem here. Now the rain starting to intensify.